Andrew Johnson, you're here defending the seat of Church Langley for the Conservatives. If you win, you'll be some veteran, won't you?
It's 25 years ago in May that I first got elected, so yeah, I think I'm the longest continuous service councillor in the chamber at the moment, and it will be been a long time. Most of my 20s, all of my 30s, a lot of my 40s so far.
Has politics changed in that period of time locally?
Yes and no. It's changed in that the issues change and move on, but serving the public, serving your residents, the post bag is still there. It's still the same. That attention to detail in the committee chamber when you're sitting on a wet Tuesday night tonight in a...
The last year, of course, we hadn't really been able to ask you questions about politics because you've been the chair.
No.
So just quickly, being chair, have you enjoyed it?
I've loved it. I've loved every minute of being chair. It's given me something very different that in all those 25 years I've not experienced. I've loved three things really, and one is meeting lots of different groups around Harlow that I wouldn't normally have met. Being invited, for example, by the Hindu Society to celebrate Diwali with them was an experience I'd never had before and loved. Raising money for my charities, which is Streets to Home and the Rock School, which has been great. People have really supported those two charities through me. And bringing, I think, a sense of order to the chamber in the full council meetings as well, and helping some of our newer councillors understand the rules a bit better.
Yeah, and that's, to our camera, it's been very effectively done. Right, let's get into Church Langley. Nationally or locally, there'll be issues, sometimes people vote in different ways, but things like, you're going to knock on doors with people who things like have been deeply affected by their mortgage rates going up here in Church Langley. What do you say to those people?
Hold on as best you can, because the government are doing what they can and the local council are doing what they can. What with the freeze and the money off council tax locally, with the government trying to halve inflation, I think, hold on as best you can. It's been a really tough time. Unfortunately, we've got to pay back the debt that was built up during COVID, and the Conservative Council here in Harlow and the Conservative government are going to do what they can to get the economy back under control.
Do you expect, as a Conservative, to be blamed in any way or be asked difficult questions?
I think a little bit, but at the end of the day, I'm a local councillor. I only have so much power to do what I can, and what I did this year was voted for the council tax not to be raised in Harlow. So I'm trying to do my bit for local residents, and I talk to people like MPs like Robert Halfon to try and make sure that the government does their bit, keeping the tax off petrol down, as a prime example of things that Rob's campaigned for.
And the local, even though you've been chair, you have been involved in local issues. We were standing here, it must be 2 months ago, dealing with masks. There's still a lot of issues in Church Langley. Do you bring them to Church Langley?
Yeah, the masks that we've now got the council seeking a judicial review on. There's environmental issues all over Church Langley, partly driven by the fact that the council doesn't own all the land. Some developers and ex-developers still own land. There's dreaded issues all over the place with neighbour disputes, grass cutting, tree cutting. Nikki Purse, as the lead for environment in Harlow, absolutely working on those things. But we all pitch in, we all help, we all feed the intel in.
What is the difference, if you had to say to people, what is the difference in a Conservative-run Harlow Council and a Labour-run Harlow Council? In essence, what would you say it is?
So I think it's about caring, whether it's caring for people around the cost of living, so making sure that council tax doesn't go up, whether it's caring about the green environment around us. Some of the things when we came into office again 2 years ago, the bushes, the trees, the grass here looked ridiculous. Now it's under control. It's about caring for the residents.
But you're really will you look forward to getting back, having been chair, if you get voted back in, be back on the seats, back on being combative?
I don't think I've ever been looking forward to the company. But it's always nice to be able to be vocal about your residents' concerns in the chamber.